I'm going to say something that might be a shocker, but Nintendo pricing discourse is back. And as someone who is chronically online, checking Twitter all the time to see what people are talking about in these communities, because I've been a part of them since I was a kid, I unfortunately get into a lot of pricing arguments. It's par for the course if you are a Nintendo fan. Online, at any point in time, there are going to be complaints about Nintendo pricing. There have been since the day that I was born. I don't know if I've existed in a timeline where Nintendo pricing discourse hasn't existed. It's everywhere. And for those of you who don't know the context, we recently had a Nintendo Direct, and it was all right, you know, but one of the big announcements was, hey guys, we got Mario Galaxy 1 plus 2, which is something that a lot of people were very interested in. And then they, showed the price tag, and whoop-de-doo, it's $70 for the experience, which was to be expected. I knew that if we were going to get a combination of these games, the pricing was going to reflect what Nintendo has done with pricing forever. They will charge a premium for whatever products, even regardless of how old they are, regardless of the fact that these games are older than probably some of the people watching this video. They're gonna charge full price for them, right? But it seems like Nintendo also understood that, oh my god, hey, wait, we did kind of already sell Mario Galaxy in effectively the exact same state on the Switch already. Oh, I forgot about that because we don't sell that product anymore for no goddamn reason. Okay, that's fine. People that already have Mario Galaxy on 3D All-Stars, totally fine. We'll sell these games separately too. So now you can go and buy Mario Galaxy 1 or 2 for $40 separately. That is almost universally believed to be too expensive because you could already get a better deal on Mario Galaxy 1 through 3D All-Stars, which people already thought was a terrible fucking deal. People are now, doing dick measuring contests about whether or not Mario Galaxy 1 plus 2 is a better deal than 3D All-Stars, and it seems like people are generally saying, fuck no, it's not. This new game is fucking insanely priced for no reason. The only new content they've added is an assist mode, which is going to be great for children 3 and below. And then there's also slightly upgraded textures, and they changed the Mario font. And oh, the biggest thing of all, guys, it's 4K, which is awesome. And then it's also got, you're not gonna believe this, a few more PNGs of Rosalina, bro. There's some more Mario lore in there. There's some more Mario Rosalina storybook shit. Like, none of this sparks enough joy from, it seems, the majority to warrant spending $40 individually on these games or $70 on the games total. So this is a case of Nintendo bending over people that were early adopters and purchased Super Mario 3D All-Stars, an already really fucking bad deal, and then selling a similar game again for more money, and then being like, well, it's okay, you can still buy Mario Galaxy 2 alone for $40, despite it being a trillion-year-old game. So that's kind of the pricing discourse we're in. That plus amiibos are also becoming the price of full games, and overall, Nintendo pricing for products has stayed consistently dog shit. And we're still seeing backlash about these things to this day whenever something new gets announced. And when these conversations arise about pricing, there is a consistent response that comes out for people that do end up purchasing these products. And it's that you're the problem. You are the problem. People like you are the reason that these games still exist. We got Skyward Sword HD, which was a $60, lazy rehash of fucking Skyward Sword on the Wii. Plus, there was content locked behind amiibos, and then people still bought that. That's why we still have these lazy Wii remasters. It's all because of you. And I want to talk about this, not because I want to defend the pricing that Nintendo has made, obviously. I feel like I've made that very, very, very clear. I think Nintendo's current pricing is abhorrent, and it's disgusting, and $40 for a Wii game is shit that you see in like a fucking post-apocalyptic movie, bruh. Like when the big old company's going crazy and being like, they'll buy the air that we stole from the atmosphere anyways. Upcharge it to $1 million. But this is a complex issue. Not necessarily on the end of Nintendo. I'm not saying that pricing is necessarily complex. I feel like there's some pretty consistent ways you can price games well. But whether or not you purchase the game is a complex issue. And I say this because I'm probably going to buy the Mario Galaxy 2 HD remaster. I know, I just spent a million years complaining about whether or not this pricing is fair, and the conclusion I came to was, fuck no, it's not. Yet I'm still going to ride that Nintendo PP, put that shit in my mouth as far as it can go, and buy the game. Why is that? And I think what it comes down to is that, people can derive different value from different games. This is something that I think the "you're the problem" concept kind of paints in a very black and white picture, where if you buy the game, you are supporting Nintendo for this product, and thus you are continuing to allow Nintendo to make these products happen. However, one, you can derive different value from things. If you've played Mario Galaxy since you were a kid, like me, it means a lot to you. It might be one of your first Mario games ever, and you're willing to bite the bullet of the $40 price tag just because it's nice to play Mario Galaxy 2 again on a big screen without having to, move your PC around and do a bunch of bullshit, without even having to, go through the simple process of emulating shit on Dolphin. It's easy. It's easy to pull out a Switch 2. It's nice to be able to play with a Switch 2 Pro controller, frame one, toss that shit on your TV, and just play a game that you haven't played in years with slightly increased visual fidelity, right? Even though $40 is an abhorrent price, people are still going to probably purchase the game if they value Mario Galaxy 2, or fuck it, if you didn't get 3D All-Stars and you value Mario Galaxy 1 enough, you will probably get the game just because these are good games. If you played them as a child, you know that, and it's about time for a revisit, and this is a good enough excuse as any to do it. That changes the value proposition for people. Some people aren't going to have that background. Some people aren't going to feel the same way. Some people are just going to say, well, fuck that, I'm going to play it on Dolphin, and that's fair. And that brings up another thing that I want to talk about. This should be common sense, but apparently it's not when it comes to a lot of this discourse. Losing money hits people in different ways, right? And when you purchase something, you trade that money for whatever fucking product you're getting, right? So you lose money effectively. And $40 does not mean the same thing for everybody, right? People make different amounts of money. People make different incomes. People sit there and they gain different experiences from these games, and money is not consistent for everybody. And that's why you'll see a lot of these really weird ideologies cropping up where people are like, the Switch 2 isn't that expensive, you're just broke. And then they'll prescribe value to a person based on what they can and cannot justify affording. And it's this really weird classist ideology that's popping up in the Nintendo fandom, which is fucking crazy. I didn't think I'd be talking about this in a good old year of 2025, but people are starting to prescribe value to individuals based on how they justify purchases and whether or not they can justify purchases or not. You're the fucking problem. You shouldn't buy this game because I can't find the value proposition that works for me here. You shouldn't be able to either, you fat fuck, and vice versa. Oh, you think this game is too expensive? Well, actually, you're just broke and you're the problem, and instead of complaining about Nintendo, maybe you should get your money up. It's a consistent thing that is seen on both sides, and it is fucking annoying because nobody is in the right. Absolutely nobody painting the purchasing of video games as a black and white situation where you are in the right based on what money you can and cannot spend. It's insane. It's just insane. And it is not the way to tackle this discourse because you live in your own bubble and are trying to make other people live in that bubble too. And you just look like a dumbass. And while this video is very ranty, I do want there to be a very clear takeaway that I'm giving to you, right? And that takeaway is that the world is a complex place. And you can simultaneously think the pricing of a Nintendo product, or any product for that matter, is too high, but still find value in it through other means that are not price and purchase the game because of that. And vice versa. Maybe you have zero value placed in the game, and as a result, the amount of money that you spend on it is the entire value proposition, and then you just don't buy it and can't fathom anybody else buying it. But you need to understand that we are in a world that is complex, right? And if there is not any form of organized boycott where people come together and agree that they are not going to purchase a product, not buying a game that you can still find value in does not do as much good as you think it does. Boycotts can work. And I'm not sitting here and I'm not telling people to never boycott anything ever again. It's worked before, it's worked in the past, but all of the boycotts that I have seen work are organized. And a lot of the "you're the problem" people just expect anybody that exists to share the exact same value in video games that they do. Oh, nobody in their right mind would pay $40 for Mario Galaxy 2, even if it's one of their favorite games of all time. Surely everybody's going to be like me. And then they boycott the game for themselves and get confused when people still buy the game. It's a situation where people, I feel, are being more self-centered and internalized than fucking ever, man. People are expecting everybody to live in the same world that they're living in and make the same decisions they're making. But if you want to make a change, truly, if you want to organize a boycott for people to not buy the new Mario Galaxy game instead of riding the high of internet drama and just hoping to God that people don't purchase it, then organize the fucking boycott. That's the only way to make this work. TLDR, you should take into account the complexity of people and what they decide to purchase when you're talking about people buying products. There's complexity to it. It is not simple. Not everybody lives in your fucking head. Okay? Not everybody has the exact same, ideas about you on these games. And I think that when it comes to Nintendo pricing discourse, we always see this black and white bullshit of people that don't fucking go outside. Guys, you need to understand the complexity of the world. It matters. Anyways, this was a big rant video. I've just been reading so much shit online and it's pissing me off and I need to get it off my chest. So, I don't know. If someone decides to organize a boycott, let me know. I'll join in. I'm not that dead set on buying Mario Galaxy 2 for $40, but like, fuck, man. What do people expect to happen when they don't actually set up and organize anything? Like, what? Anyways, get out of here. Video's done. Bye-bye.